I want to take you back to that situation we're following out of Everett. Officer involved in some type of shooting. The Snohomish County Sheriff's Office talking right now. Let's listen in.
One call that dispatched officers that led up to the shooting.
Around what time did that come in?
That I don't know.
Has the officer passed away?
The officer's alive.
What hospital is the officer at?
I believe the officer was transported to Providence.
Do we know condition?
I don't know a condition at this time.
Do we know any information about the suspect?
I do not.
Any other officers involved? Any other suspects at this time?
Not that I know. No other officers injured, no other suspects injured. I do believe there were additional officers and additional suspects involved.
I see two scenes here, one here and then one by car hop. Do you have any reason to give us for that?
There are two scenes. There's a scene where the officer was shot, and there's a scene where the suspect was shot.
You know how many shots were fired?
I do not.
Now you say that's two scenes, but we was at a Safeway that was also called in. And does that have anything to do with this, ma'am?
Unconfirmed at this time. I do believe there was an incident that was at Safeway. I don't know exactly how it connects to this, but yes.
So, Courtney, can you sum up just from the start what exactly happened from your perspective or the investigator's perspective and what's going to happen from here on out?
So the SMART team has currently responded to the scene. The SMART team will now take over the investigation. What I can confirm is Everett Police Department responded to a 911 call. There was a shooting. An Everett police officer was struck by gunfire. That officer is now at the hospital. He is at Providence. There is a suspect also deceased at the scene.
Was he shot inside his cruiser?
I do not know that information.
To clarify, the suspect who's deceased, is this person suspected of shooting the officer?
That I don't know.
Do we know if the officer who was shot at or if there was another officer that returned fire in some fashion and hit that suspect that is deceased?
That I don't know. I do not know which officer struck the suspect.
Are there any other suspects that are out there that the public should know about?
That I don't know at this time. My understanding is there was a large response, multiple officers involved, multiple suspects involved. I don't know. As I stated, there are three different possible scenes here, so we're still working through all those details.
So the search is on for other suspects possibly, but we don't know how many?
That I don't know.
Courtney, what exactly is the timetable for Evergreen Way as far as reopening or closure? For how long? What should people anticipate if they're coming into this area?
At this time, Evergreen Way is closed from Casino Road to Holly, and there's no estimated reopening. I do expect probably to have another update for you guys probably within an hour, hour and a half, with more details once investigators get started.
But we do know one officer shot, one person dead so far, and there are possible other suspects involved.
Possible other individuals involved.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you're just hearing from the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office about that shooting investigation that we've been following for much of the morning out of Everett this morning. Kind of piecing this whole thing together now as we give you this live picture here. Everett police responding to a shooting this morning along Evergreen Way where an Everett police officer was hit. That officer is now at Providence Regional Medical Center in Everett. There is no word on that person's condition right now. The suspect, a suspect involved, is now dead at the scene, and it's possible, according to the Sheriff's Office, that some other people might have been involved with this. No other officers were injured. Essentially, what investigators are dealing with right now is three separate scenes, so they're trying to piece this entire thing together. As you can imagine, there is a large police response at each of those scenes right now, so a portion of Evergreen Way is closed at the moment. That's from Casino Road to Holly, and at this point, we don't know when that road is going to reopen. So again, an officer was hit during a shooting this morning, an Everett police officer. They were taken to the hospital. A suspect involved in this was killed. We don't know what led up to the killing of that suspect, and now investigators are trying to figure out if there might have been some other people involved with this. But you can see one of the scenes that we're tracking here, a large number of deputies that are on the ground right now with those flashing lights, trying to piece everything together, and we're also trying to get our handles in place to give us a live update after just hearing that update from the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office.